Hey everyone, Jeff Chandler here today, and we have an exciting experiment that we want to do with you guys. And what we have here today is we have two blocks. Okay, these two blocks are about 3 feet off the ground, as you can see here, and we have a brand new competitor panel. Okay, this is a 6-rail, 5 foot tall competitors panel. We're not going to name any names, but it's a panel that you can find at any local tack and feed store, hardware store, like Tractor Supply, Shoppers. It is going to be an 18 gauge material. So we're going to show you the difference when you go buy one of these panels compared to our panels today. We've got these two blocks. We're going to span each panel, so we're going to expand this panel across these two blocks, and then we've got our two panels, our standard and our heavy duty, and we're going to put a pallet on each panel. Okay, we have a whole bunch of these buckets from Home Depot full of water. Now 5 gallons weighs about 40 pounds. Okay, so we want you guys to guess how many pounds, how many buckets it's going to take to make this panel fold in and collapse. So we're going to test that with our competitor panel, and then we're going to test that with our two panels. Okay, so we're going to get set up here today and get ready to test this out. This is going to be super fun. So here we go. All right, so we just got our panel set up. This is our competitor's panel, a green panel. It weighs about 53 pounds. We got our pallet up here, and like we said, we're gonna just keep placing a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket full of water. They're about 40 pounds a piece, and we're gonna see how many it takes before it breaks, it folds. Comment in the comments below, how many buckets do you think it's gonna take for this competitor's panel to fold? Let's get started and test and see who's right. All right guys, we have 3, 6, 7. This is gonna be my 8th, and I can already start at see it starting to bend a little bit. If you guys can see that, we'll get a close up on that. Woo-hoo-hoo. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You guys see that? You guys hear that? It's definitely bending. We're at 24 buckets. If I put one more, this thing's gonna drop. Okay, do you guys see that? So 24 times 40 pounds, 960, or was it 10? 1,020, or 1,000 even. But this is 25 buckets. This is over 1,000, it'll be 1,040 pounds right here. Here we go. $25 buckets, 1,040 pounds, folded this thing in half, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see who was right in this comments. Competitor's panel, a 6-rail, 5 foot tall, 18 gauge, held 25 buckets at 40 pounds a piece, 1,040 pounds. Now let's compare our panels to these competitors. Okay, let's dive on in. All right, we just tested our competitor's panel. We put it up on these bricks and we put 25 buckets before it actually bent in. That's 40 pounds a piece. That's 1,040 pounds before it gave in. So now we have our standard 5-rail panel that we're gonna test next and see how many buckets it takes. So comment below what you think, your guesses on how many buckets this panel will take. Let's test it out and see who's right. Here we go. All right guys, giving you a little bit of an update. I just put 18 buckets on here. So 720 pounds is the weight currently. We're gonna keep adding. Like we said, the competitor's panel was 25 of these buckets, 1,040 pounds. So we're at 720. Let's keep stacking on and see what our standard 5-rail panel can handle. All right guys, we just got to 25 buckets on our standard 5-rail panel. Now let's remember, our standard 5-rail panels are 1¼ inch 14 gauge. The posts are 1 5/8 14 gauge. Compared to our competitors, they had a 6-rail. This is a 5-rail. So comparing to this panel, you can definitely see it's holding more weight compared to our competitors who had a bigger pipe. So remember, bigger pipe's not always going to mean a heavier duty product. They're using obviously a thin walled tubing, but we're matching that right now. 25 buckets compared to our competitor, 1,040 pounds. We can keep adding on here, so let's just keep adding and see how many we can do.
What happened? Oopsie.
All right, we had to start over because we had about 4 to 6 more than our competitors, and it all tipped over. It hasn't crushed down to the ground yet, so we're gonna restart. As you can see, we got water now everywhere. It's kind of cool to see. You'll see it in the time lapse, but we're gonna start going again, and we want to show you guys how many buckets of water, how many 40 pounds this thing can handle, how much weight, and compare it to the last panel we did. So this is only our standard panel. We haven't even done our heavy duty panel yet, so here we go. Let's keep going. All right guys, we just got this back up from us falling. So this is actually its second round, this panel, second round of weight, and we have currently 30 buckets at 40 pounds. So that's 1,200 pounds currently sitting on top of this panel. You can definitely see it's bent, but it hasn't given yet. And our competitors panel, like we said, gave out 1,040 at 25 buckets. We're at 5 more than that at 30, so let's keep going. All right guys, quick update. We are currently at 36 buckets. That's 1,440 pounds. And remember, our competitors were 1,040, and we haven't dropped to the ground yet. So we've got a few more. We're getting close, but we have a few more. Let's see what it maxes out at. Guys, we just got to the 38th bucket and it finally gave in. You can see it's still sitting off the ground, but that is 1,520 pounds. That's a 480 pound difference of the final giving point from our standard 5-rail panel compared to competitors' 6-rail panel. That is incredible. 480 pounds more, 38 buckets on our standard panel, so you guys can see the difference. Now we want to show you exactly how much our heavy duty panel can weigh and the difference in the stability and the strength in those panels, and why we produce them, why we recommend, why we love our heavy duty panels is because how much they can hold up and how heavy duty they really are. So let's jump into our heavy duty panels and see how much those bad boys can handle. All right guys, we have tested our competitors panel. They took 25 buckets at 1,040. We tested our standard 5-rail panel that took 36 buckets at 1,520, so a 480 pound difference. Now we're gonna test our heavy duty panel right here, which is 1 5/8 inch all the way around, schedule 14. You know, it's pretty similar compared to our competitors. Our competitors is all 1 5/8 inch, but they're 18 gauge, so it's thinner. So guys, we're gonna show you the difference on how much weight these heavy duty panels really can hold. So let's get to it. All right guys, we just decided to throw this pallet up with 35 buckets on it. That's 1,400 pounds. We're actually off on our math, so don't hold that against us. We had 1,440 pounds on our standard panel. Our competitors had 1,040, and so now we're already at 1,400 on our heavy duty, and you can see it's holding it up. So let's keep adding and see what the final result is for our heavy duty 5-rail panels. We are at 50 buckets. That is 2,000 pounds sitting on top of our heavy duty panel compared to 1,040 on our competitors panel and 1,400 on our standard panel. Let's throw a few more on. It's gonna start falling, it's tilting, and that's our issue right now. We don't want it to tilt, but we're We're at 2,000 pounds on our heavy duty panels, guys. So that's pretty impressive. It's almost twice as much as our competitor's panel. So let's see where it's gonna fall out. Alright guys, we had over 50 buckets and our tower fell over, but that is over 2,000 pounds and our panel didn't even fall to the ground. It was bowing just a little bit, but that's just to show you guys the difference between our heavy duty products compared to our competitors. At 1,040 pounds is all it could hold before it crashed. Our standard panels, 5-row panels, 1,400. Our heavy duty panels over 2,000 pounds it can hold. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about our products, feel free to give us a call at 7 Peaks Fence Barn.